grid.
What the fuck, Jerry? Why did you make me watch The Watch?
Because misery loves company.
Hell, that's 5 minutes of my life I'm never going to get back.
Yep.
So, for everyone wondering what this was all about, you just witnessed a few seconds of the trailer of the BBC America version of Terry Pratchett's The Watch. Which is not only a hot, steaming pile of garbage, but it was worse than that.
Oh, yeah. So much worse than that. Now, I can't prove this, but I think the writers may have dug up Terry's body and sodomized it. Because let's face it, what they put on the screen couldn't be any worse than just going the whole hog and fucking his dead body.
Totally horrible. And with that, welcome 2021, everybody. The chance, the day, Stanley, Taurus, Crazy Red Coat, and whoever may be watching later on YouTube.
Dudley and the D's. All the D's. D.
Jerry, how has the changing of years been to you? Did you have time to relax?
Theoretically, yeah. Yeah, did some tidying. Can't really see much evidence of it, but I did do some tidying. That was good.
Well, this is usual the thing. You can't see anything working until you're completely done, so it gets worse before it gets better.
Well,
so
there's that.
Told.
And I watched Tremors Shrieker Island. That was amazing. And Mindhorn, which, to be fair, I'd seen Mindhorn before, but I was forcing that on Lena. And again, that's amazing.
Which number of Tremors movie is that?
Technically, it's Tremors 5. But I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
I think I
if you haven't seen...
I think I stopped after Tremors 2 or 3.
Right. Were the Tremors flying or above ground infrared?
Nope, then I stopped before that.
No,
the Tremors I know were just beneath ground.
Just beneath ground, okay. In that case, you don't need to have seen 2, 3, or 4, because Bert Gummer's there and he will give you a recap.
in movie recaps are the best.
Oh, it's very good. Bert is great.
So before we start our usual program, I've got some gifts. So I received something. First of all,
was it a book token? The gift that keeps on giving?
It's this one. And it is... Who gave it? Mini Mel. It is my book of... Building the Terrains.
Nice.
Finally in my hands, after it has been laying in the office between Christmas and New Year's, because I couldn't be asked getting it like back then. But that's not really a gift, because this one I bought. The gift that keeps on giving, friend of the show, Santiago Horatio sent me something. It arrived today. It's unopened.
Oh, that was good timing.
And I literally have no idea what's in it. So, join us!
Oh, I'm hoping for a ton of tissue paper, and then in the middle, just a very small, like a Baby Yoda type of figure.
Well,
something like that.
It can't be better than the nice bottle of booze he gave to Justin.
That was a great bottle of booze.
You simply can't top that.
I don't know. I think if Justin's taking it, then he'll be a bottom, not a top.
Yeah, so you can top Justin.
Bees! I almost forgot. Thank you, Crazy Red Coat. I also watched Invasion of the Bee Women, which is on Amazon Prime, and it's amazing.
Invasion of the Bee Women.
Invasion of the Bee Women.
So
1970 terribleness.
Somebody wanted to have a overlay on this, so where do I sound it? Somewhere in this is a button I need to press to get the top-down camera. Yeah, there it is. Put the keyboard aside, ruining the setup in the process.
B woman, B movie. And it comes with a disclaimer at the start, Steve, going, we like to put out the best version of films we can. However, this is the only print we could find. And there are parts in it where you're going, are they meant to be read? Or is that just a negative as fact? and now they're completely silhouetted in red? You don't know. Could go either way.
So, you said something along the lines of Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I'm hoping for just an entire box full of tissue paper with Baby Yoda right in the very middle of it. It's very, very fucking small, little Baby Yoda. You reminded me about the bees. Oh look, bees! Bees.
It is also bees. B1 battle droids.
BBBs.
If he has gone with the same paint job he has done with the Boba Fett he gifted me and the Tauntauns, I'm guessing these look like candy canes or something. Because they were all in Christmas styly thingamajigs. Oh, let's see.
All the tissue paper.
Almost. Oh, let's see if I can enhance my vision here. Probably.
Oh,
not.
he's very chrome.
Yeah, he's chrome and red and green.
Nice. Having done a load of Christmas shite, I appreciate that.
So do I. So I very much do. And last time he sent me something, when I told him it's arrived, he switched on a project on tabletop to show everybody what's in it. Oh, these look lovely.
Is it as good, Steve?
This is...
Yeah, I would say it's as good as Sex Slaves from the Galaxy Beyond Infinity.
But you're not referring to Star Wars Legion, but still to the Bee Woman.
No, the Bee Invasion Woman, yeah. Just change from the Galaxy to...
Hello, Panzer Kaput. You are just arrived to see me unbox B1 Battle Droid.
It's on there. Yeah.
I think now I've got no excuse to this year do the Christmas battle report.
All right. I thought you were going to say you've got no excuse not to start playing Separatist faction as well.
Dang it. Though to be fair, those would make an a awesome detachment on the table. Do the rest in gritty, rusty, worn down colors and a Santa Claus General Grievous. Oh, this is great.
If you're going to do a Santa Claus General Grievous, you'd have to do him like the Hogfather, like a fake stuck-on beard.
Yeah, that would be interesting to say the least. So here they are. Oh, this looks really cool. But I'm terribly sorry that my webcam is so crappy, so we can't really judge them. Had I known that this was here, I had more time to prepare, I would have set up the good camera.
No, that's all right.
But this is the season. I'm pretty sure if Horatio hasn't got the project up by now, which I'm sure he did do. I will make some pictures.
I'm currently just scrolling through to see if he has, because I can see it. You won't be able to see it, but I'll be able to see it.
Yeah, the tech gods have ways that mortals don't. So
to be brutally honest, if I could find it, I could switch it to public myself, and then we could look at it. So it's almost worth looking.
So now where do I put these? Put them over
Where
there.
would I find that?
Well, you could use his profile and just...
Yeah, that's just what I'm thinking.
Scroll through his projects. Getting off the terrible bright light.
Bright light, are you fucking Gizmo? I don't mean are you fucking Gizmo. I mean, are you...
Oh, no.
Fucking Gizmo. It's a subtle distinction.
So, before I forget, Santiago, thank you very much. Though it's a bit weird that there's no writing in. Usually he's packing a letter in it. Or maybe I've just not seen it. No letter in this.
Maybe it's a puzzle. Maybe he's spent too much time with fucking Warren. How do they do that where they like lemon juice on tissue paper? So if you heat up all of the tissue paper, it will turn out it's a very long letter that you've got to assemble.
Yeah, but I don't think it's that kind of paper. It's too flimsy. I think it would burn the instant I'd try that. Also,
Don't
it
apply
doesn't
naked
smell
flame
like
then.
lemon.
Use a hairdryer.
It doesn't smell like lemon at all.
You're ruining it. You're ruining it.
Yes, I am. On purpose. Because I
you're
can.
The worst. Just the worst.
Yes, mein Herr, I am the worst. And there's nothing you can do about it. So I'm guessing you're not finding anything on his site, or are you still contemplating if you should put it online?
No, I'm trying to remember where the fuck he puts the zeros in his bastard name.
Oh, you can ask questions.
Yeah, it's a good question, isn't it?
It is, indeed.
Hang on, I think I may have found him via the medium of a post, assuming that somebody's linked him correctly. Whereas Justin just put in Horatio Newsblower. Arse. If you're going to put them in, put their link in. Justin, lazy fucking kill you. Just scrolling down now to see if he's actually responded to it.
I could simply jump into my...
Well, you could. You didn't. Humongous. No. Outrageous.
Messages. Don't you have him on your friends list?
How the fuck would I know that? Are you having a giraffe?
Yes.
I found him.
So I don't need it.
Two zeros. Not 1 0.
Yes.
2 zeros.
Hooray, zero.
Oh, yeah.
Block zero.
Yeah. Apparently he's on my friends list. So. Completed projects. Nope.
Well, then I'm going to make some pictures and put them on.
He may have hidden one somewhere, because the Hoth, Merry Christmas, and Legion are both there, but naught else.
Then I propose, since we're on the topic of Legion, we could start with a project that is also Legion.
Let's do that. Let's get stuck right in there, balls deep.
Yes, and not deviate from the topic at all, at no time whatsoever. So, Glenn92 did Star Wars Legion Hobby Weekend, and this is a follow-up after a year or so.
Yes. Well, you know, he's plucky for the fray, our Glenn. Local lad. But it's just nice to see somebody actually going, oh, you know what? I should probably get back to that.
Finish a project for reasons unknown.
Yeah. He is, I think out of all of the locals, he's probably the furthest along.
And I see he's a very good student of the taking pictures of like Jerry's school.
Nothing wrong with those pictures. They're sweet. They are fucking sweet.
And very nicely done. Clean work, simple.
I like it.
Yes, I will agree with that.
I think you will appreciate the little tag he has at the end of the about the project as well. So if you just read the last line of the about the project.
Christmas Hobby Weekend OTT. Due to a simple, effective paint scheme, and more importantly, FFG not allowing to buy more stuff.
Yeah, so we're always complaining that FFG are coke dealers trafficking their marching powder around the world. But really, they're doing us a solid favour by making sure you've painted everything before they let you buy another model. I'd never thought about it like that.
To be honest, that was the way that worked Legion for me in the first 2 years, because there was the initial release with 2 extra boxes, and then there was a longish wait for the next release wave that meant 4 more boxes to paint of rather small sizes. Absolutely manageable. And since Clone Wars has taken the majority of releases, I'm theoretically
still ahead of the game.
Theoretically, yeah, but
No.
the bunker and the I'm not going to mention the other 2 boxes standing there, telling me otherwise.
Yeah, but are they all terrain pieces?
No.
Is it no.
2 terrain pieces and 2 units: Inferno Squad and Clan Ren.
All right. At least mine are fucking built. Although to be fair, mine were already built because I was doing unboxing on them. So.
Yeah, and yesterday leaks broke of 2 new transports for Legion coming up. Very weird decision on my part. The AAT, so this armored transport that we also seen in The Mandalorian, this hovering bunker, if you will, and then this weird helicopter-style pseudo X-wing that was in Rebels. This weird, I already forgotten what it's called.
Oh, who knows?
Yeah,
I'm sure I'll recognise it when I see it. I haven't seen any leaks.
Yeah, it was just Butterbook, or what's he called? Butterbook. This one YouTuber that does a lot of Legion stuff, and Krabok, yes, that's the one. And there's a
Babadook is that Australian house demon thing that eats children.
Same.
Or they all look alike.
And
all YouTubers and Australian house demons, they all look alike.
And he mentioned that a distributor has leaked the information, basically because they added something for pre-order for the local stores, and since the shop itself isn't behind a login, only the prices are. You can see what's coming up next sometime early quarter 2 2021.
Nice. I must have a look. Theoretically, we probably know what they are as well. I say theoretically because sometimes I don't think they bother sending us fucking lists for ordering stuff. They are balls. Well, they were balls. Dead now. Yeah. Be interesting to see how Atomic Mass get on instead.
I'm hoping they pick up the ball and do it again.
Yeah.
No, crazy. Not the U-wing. That would be too big. That's a. Let me just see.
Bobby Ewing. It's all a dream. Hey.
Where was it?
It's one for 80s kids there, huh?
The LATLE patrol transport.
Sure.
Let me just...
if you say so.
I'm going to pick up a picture of it, then you will just...
That means I've got to look at the screen with you on it then. Generally know what I do.
These ones, if you...
Right, so like the LAT, or is it a variant of the LAT?
This is a variant of the LAT. This is what in Star Wars Rebels is around.
Huh.
And the other one...
That is weird, especially considering there are so many places currently selling Legion-sized LATs, and people are going fucking buck nuts over them.
Yeah.
So rather than releasing one, they've decided to release something akin to it. I would like to say, good guy Atomic Mass Games for not cannibalizing somebody else's
and this is
knockoff versions of your
the
stuff.
AA5 truck that is in question. So this is probably going to be a rebel unit.
Yeah. Yeah. It is a brick.
Yeah.
But that's all right, because then you can have Bill Burr sitting in it. Just screaming away like a Bostonian.
You only need to attach wings left and right from this one, and then you've got yourself your Spaceballs.
Fuck that. Put a wing on either side and put a big dorsal fin on it, and you've got a Lambda-class shuttle. Look at the front of that fucker.
Yeah, nearly. Though I would go for the Winnebago, or what they're called.
Yeah, Lone Stars.
Yes, the nice little writing. Though I think there are probably somewhere 3D prints available for that.
I would be very surprised if there was not.
So the AAT, Lord of Uzluak, is for Empire, and the lastly shown AA5 is for probably Rebels, because it was Rebels on Force Commander. As Crazy Red Crow just said. So, which is our next project then?
Stompy robots.
In disguise or bigger ones?
Could be in disguise. Don't know what the disguise does. A different Stompy robot.
Osprey Publishing Gamma Wolves, a game of post-apocalyptic mech warfare.
This is by Jesus John, or if he's Mexican, Jesus.
Jesus. Isn't that Jesus John?
Didn't know, but yeah, Gamma Wolves. I chatted to Ash.
Where you did the interview thingy, Magic?
I've got Gamma Wolves here actually. Not too far back for me to be leaning back to pick it up. It's a cracking little game that seems to have baffled people. There was somebody who was complaining it seemed complicated. I'm going, well, it's mech combat. No, it's not really complicated. But at the same time, if you're used to, I don't know, 2 stats and being told to fucking roll 3s, then yeah, it probably is overly complicated for some people. We seem to have hit a point in time where games have simplified themselves so much that people are then confused and fucking scared by a system that actually has rules.
I think problem in that is that too many board games with relatively simple rules have joined the miniature hobby.
Yeah, they should all fuck off. I don't like board game people. They're cunts. Oh, hang on a minute. Gamma Wolves is here. It's not behind me.
So he's using Gundam models, as it seems, and is painting them up nicely.
Go nuts with that. It'll be interesting to see what else he does.
I love
because
the
Gamma
freehand
Wolves
he's done on the calf of the one and the shoulder pad on the other.
Yeah, the Killer Bunny, or is it Killer Bunnies? The 13th Lucky Bunnies, Rabbit
There's
Bunnies, Buddy Bunnies. I can't remember. There's bunnies about.
There's a witch, and there's a Lady D.
Jackrabbits, that's it. The 13th Jackrabbits. It's on the shield of the big fucker. But essentially, you can play with whatever you want. You could scale it down and use 15mm figures if you really wanted to, or BattleTech, or whatever. So,
well, this is interesting.
Yeah, it's nice to see because it's not been out particularly long. So the fact that most people are only just starting to receive their books around Christmas time. So he's obviously balls deep in that one right off the bat. And it's amazing how those Gundams paint up.
Yeah, and the nice thing with the Gundams is they come in a way that if you pose them in the way you want them, there's no need to not do another pose because they're modular. They're like action figures.
Yeah, I don't know because I've never paid any attention to them at all. but I know there are ones that come as kits, and all of the sprues are coloured, and they're like, you know, you clip them off the sprues, clean up the sprue bits, and then snap fit them all together.
Yeah.
And by the time you're finished, it's, you know, a multicolored giant stumpy robot, so you don't have to do any painting on them at all.
Yeah, the second one he has in this project, the Witchcraft, basically the way it looks in the first picture in this one, that's more or less how you get these out of the box, and not in these tones, but mostly brownish or green tinted plastic, but they are usually easy to build, or rather easy to build if you're not too stupid or left-handed.
Oh, sinister bastards. But yeah, so he's chosen to use Gundam kits, and he's using 4 frames. So these are first 2?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah, just the first 2. So yeah, curious to see what he does. I want to get some games in him at some stage. It'd be interesting. I had a friend who was very big into his Machina Krieg, which were like little weird, super deformed potato robot things from Japan.
Oh, I think I remember those.
You know, everybody was like, all little suits, but they were all little potato suits with like Robbie the Robot arms on them. And I think having them stomping about, punching people in the face would be cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking about these robots from Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, they'd do the job as well. Billion Suns, 46 days. Steve, not that I'm counting. I'm not counting,
but someone on the internet is.
People on FacePage are.
Oh, and as we were speaking about getting into new systems, I think I finally found out why I'm so hesitant of joining people in historic games. There's one simple fact that's keeping me.
Right.
Every time I hear or read people talking about their games, I feel bloody stupid because I know not nearly half of that what is talked about.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that.
I mainly blame the German school system on it, because the only thing you really learned in my time in the history lessons was we did some terrible things in 33 to 45. Never forget those.
I heard you were on holidays. I wouldn't worry about it. No, very few school systems teach anything of interest or note. So in most cases, anybody who gets into historics, most of the stuff they end up researching themselves, unless somebody's gone on to university and specialised in a particular, whether it's a military campaign or the like. Most school systems I know just skip them all over.
Yeah, which is a shame. I think some parts of history would make it a bit more interesting, to say the least.
I suppose when it comes to teaching history, the wars, battles, and otherwise tend to be secondary, whereas they're generally teaching the geopolitics that led to them, or the aftermath of them. You know, World War II happened because, and then after World War II, this is what happened to Europe. The fact that there were, 6 years of interesting things in between that, they kind of gloss over. It's where all the fun stuff lives. They never go into that. You never get to, see shit.
Well, Taurus, the thing with Star Wars is you only need to watch 3 movies and you've got most of the lore in, and you are good. And Warren Grimace, yes, Warren doesn't stop at anything. So there's...
No, that's true. That doesn't bother Warren.
That's not an argument.
That's mostly just so you can see my eye twitch.
Yeah, or when he comes to chat asking for advice on doing electricals. Which is a bit scary. Especially if he wants to change from 12 volt to 240. Well, but obviously he survived and managed, so well done, Warren. Also, may I say I'm very jelly of his man cave to be. That's a heck of a lot of a space he's shown there.
It's fucking enormous.
It's way too big for one man. And my only thought that keeps me sane in this is he has children. He will never be alone down there.
Oh, I don't know. Judging on the steam that was coming off him the other day when I was talking to him, and he was trying to set things up to see if he could record down there. It's so Baltic, I think the kids will probably avoid it. At least during the winter.
Yeah, but in the summer this will be the place to be for the family because it's cool down there.
Oh, well, yeah. Oh, not that we get hot summers here anyway, but you know.
Yeah, probably he got a sacred electrician, Warhammer Grimace, or somehow got Lloyd to not Lloyd, Justin to do it.
No, Justin's not a spark. Oh God, no! I seen Justin attempt to wire a plug. You would not let him do anything, fucking anything. Just give him a bit of balsa wood and let him whittle it away in the corner. I'm not joking. It's fucking terrifying.
There are people...
Watching him try to do the plug.
Now, so shall we move on then?
Yeah.
After Gamma Wolves, there is Huzza, building a Polish army for the 1620s by Fok.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is Fok?
Fog. I should remember his name. Met him at Salute 2 years ago, I suppose, since we didn't have a Salute last year. They were playing the 30 Years War demonstration. So if you go back and look at the Salute footage, you'll see that I popped round to their table several times. Find out how they were getting on, because I quite liked it. Anyway.
So totally coincidental. Oh, we're here again.
So in this case, this is the 1620s Polish and Lithuanian Commonwealth, including Polish winged Huzzas.
Huzzah!
And there's some great bits in here from that conversion from the old WRG rule set front cover, which is just great in itself. But also the Hussar Lancers had this very noticeable like ball. You know the way you would often see a lance from medieval pictures with like a cone just above their hand. The winged Hussars had these ball-looking ends that protected them, and he's gone and fetched what looked like dressmaker pins or beads to do them. I'm thinking that is fucking genius, because I have so many straight metal spears, pins, and pikes that they do just look like that, unless you're going to put the extra effort in like wire wrapping the handles and stuff for spears. But doing the lances like that is just great. So he's putting a ton of work in getting a lovely set of Polish and Lithuanian troops together. I can't wait to see where it goes.
This really looks like this is going to be a long-running project. Oh
yeah, but then at the end of it, well, won't be running anything at Salute this year, because I'm going to go out on a limb and say they've already cancelled it, haven't they, Pete? I know he's kicking around there somewhere.
I think Lorna had a very good idea that we need a Justin Can't video.
Feel the wire plug.
Yeah, I think a Justin Can't video would be a nice thing for the 1st of April. Simply for shits and giggles.
Giggly shits.
Maybe do something like, Justin can't from this bottle that he has been gifted by Horatio Noseblower, because he has to take it into his mouth. He needs a glass for it.
But on the subject of not wanting to get into historicals, that is a great little project where he's trucking through and going, here's where I'm starting from. I've always wanted to do these, and then start to put in some of the history and linking to books or websites that show stuff about them as well, so you can see where it's coming from.
Yeah, it's definitely a work of passion.
Yeah,
and the paint work he has done so far on the horses also looks very good.
Oh, the 30 Years War table they had set up, the miniatures were stunning, and there was a fucking ton of them on there.
So you say
running black powder as well.
We should revisit this fellow when he's doing the next paint update.
Oh yeah, oh very much. Oh, don't worry, I will be anyway because I'm following it. So
So how many projects do you follow, and when is OTT going to crash because of all the notifications you're
I
receiving?
don't know. Over the weekend, I got 73 updates for projects I follow. Thankfully, some people are like me; they're very flaky and stop.
Yeah, sometimes you have a bit of light at the end of the tunnel that is not the oncoming train.
Nice thing about wire spears is when you use foam terrain, they stick to the surface. That is true, like a dart.
And if you throw them in the right angle at your opponent, they stick to them too.
Oh, generally, they're stuck in my hand.
So you're not
Generally
picking
hackers.
them up; you're just ramming your hands down, and then
Oh, it's not deliberate by any means.
you could make yourself a bed out of them and do a fakir.
Mm.
I'm told those are healthy.
Well, could be. I'll try and avoid it myself.
Can't say I blame you. Next project. More knickets.
So, more tickets, but chunkier fantasy-era ones.
Dice at Arms. Not a Cult of Games member. Why not? Lazy git.
Some people are like that. Some people have things to do with their lives.
And spend their money on miniatures instead of procrastination websites.
Bastards. Terrible, terrible bastards. But I like this. This is
Conquest.
Conquest, Path of Conquest. So this is the Milestone 2 update. But as you can see, there's a fair fucking amount of work going into the heraldry on the miniatures.
And let me do a Lloyd. So big pictures! So big pictures! Look how much we can embiggen them. And they still look crisp.
Swear to God. There's a German fella needs to fucking get back to me about whether or not I can show his stuff off. And the pictures are so tiny, Lloyd will fuck it. He'll do his nut.
So you need to save them for the XLBS.
Oh, yeah. Well, ideally, if he can do his nut on the front stage, then we can just keep poking him for the backstage one as well. That would be great. But I like how this is done. And I could be wrong, although I don't think I am. I think he's gone for similar way I used to do this with my Bretonians for fantasy, which is the knights are in their own heraldry. So they're not cohesive in any way, shape, or form. But then each retinue belongs to a specific knight, so they have his heraldry. So you can clearly see on the men-at-arms with the pikes that you were looking at, they've got the heraldry of, I think, the second knight. And then there's the swordsman, I think, or look like they've got the first knight's heraldry. So I'm hoping that's what he's going for, where they're sort of all... Each knight has brought his own retinue of chaff with him to carry his shit and die for him.
I think that's the way he's going. So here are 4 knights in a row. The most left one, I'd say, is the one for the swordsman we saw. And this is definitely the one with the pikes. Yeah.
So it's really nice. Nice paint job. Ton of work going in there. And really distinctive. Because an awful lot of people I've seen have done really nice stuff, but they're very uniform. Whereas he's taken it to the nth degree. They're still uniform, but they're uniform in a very specific way.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Conquest, if you know what I mean.
Cheers, Pete.
Is he off again?
No, he went off to find the thing about whether or not they'd cancel it. So that was the last update I'd seen anyway. So they still haven't cancelled that. Although it's April. Is it April?
Yeah, I'm guessing there won't be any conventions in Europe anywhere in the first half of 2021.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if there was even a Spiel in Essen at the end of the year. Simply because of all the preparations they need to do beforehand.
Those I think those are mercenary crossbowmen, so they're just in whatever fucking colours they want because they're somebody's paid them to be here. They're not part of a retinue.
3 mercenary crossbows, 3 household knights, 3.
Yeah. Lovely stuff. Terrific. Really like that. Can't wait to see
as
what
I
else
said,
comes up.
it doesn't look as bland, boring, or dull as most other people have painted their
Fucking
lights.
lean into the heraldry on the Koenigs. Just go nuts.
For some reason, Conquest until this project always struck me as a very grim, dark, medieval, very uncolorful.
It may just be the people. I think initially because it's a relatively new game, say that. Not that new, but in the grand scheme of things, it's still growing. So many people have just gone, it's like that on the box art. I'll paint that then.
Yeah, that's
most. The spires, I think I started painting mine weird colors, and then there's one other guy lurking the project system who went with weird colors with his. But otherwise, if you Google it, just do a Google image search for the spires, blue and bone. Fucking 99.999 recurring % of every image you find is blue and bone. So it's just people are still in that GW painted blue phase.
Yeah,
but that'll go.
I think that the trouble is if you got a new game or newish game you're into, and it's fantasy, some people seem to have trouble letting go of what the maker of the game has thought of in the ways of painting things, and simply stick to the artwork that's on the box or in the rule books, which is understandable because if you paint it that way, everybody else who's playing the game will immediately recognize what your army is. But then again, you may want to spice up 1 or 2 units to have some individuality.
Yeah.
Says the guy with I don't know how many white stormtroopers.
It's a way, it's a thing.
Well, at some point, I'm going to paint a pink Hello Kitty Darth Vader.
I would be very disappointed if you didn't.
Yes. So shall we venture on then?
Yes, let's do that.
We steam through to steampunk of Jordan. And I see a severed arm. Oh no, I'm going to be sick.
It's a big figure.
Is it? Doesn't look that big, that arm.
It's only because you can't see the rest of the figure.
Oh, now I can see the rest.
Wow. So yeah, it's one of Scale 75's big steampunky figures. And there's a lot going on because I don't know where that hawk goes, but it's still a work in progress, so to speak. But it'll be interesting to see because I think even with the current paint job on it, it's looking...
This hawk, you mean?
Yeah. It's looking very nice already. But it's interesting that anybody who tries to paint a large-scale figure, I don't know if this is his first one, I think he said it was. Yeah, challenged myself to paint one of their 75mm figures. So the transition from painting 28mm or smaller up to painting 75 can be fairly brutal.
I imagine that's what's keeping me from going there.
It's not a difficult thing, but you've got to get the mindset right. It's the same as people who go from 28mm down to 10mm or 6mm and then go, it's taking me fucking forever. These things are doing my nutting, because you don't paint them the same way.
You don't paint buttons on a 6mm figure.
That type of thing. And likewise, you don't need to... there are certain techniques. You're trying to force more highlights onto a 28mm figure because it's not that big. You still need to do it to a certain extent on a 75, but not as much, unless that's the style you're going for. So it's and you also find that when you start painting them, the tendency is to paint a smaller area than you should be painting, if that makes sense. Because you're used to working on something that's very small, so you're working on a fingernail-sized area or smaller, and then you try and transfer that to 75mm, and you're not getting the coverage, and tones and stuff start shifting. So it's interesting playing around with larger models. Yeah,
Before
I know what you mean by that. yeah, they show your mistakes more, but it's just it's different. It's a different. It's not a different skill set, but it's a different mindset. So
Also, as we just spoke about different scales, did I tell you what my wife got me for Christmas?
it's bathroom scales. Is she telling you you're getting fat? We've all noticed it, but we didn't want to say. We're too polite.
No, she actually pulled out the batteries from the one we had, so I would stop looking at it. No, she got me the expansion to Fallout the board game.
Right.
And the card expansion,
Mm-hmm.
which is nice. Though I now need to order more sleeving cards because for whatever reason, FFG in their infinite wisdom has decided to put nearly 100 cards in the expansion.
Of course, why would they not?
Yes, so I've got to do those, and she got me this.
Oh, you make me look at you again. Oh. Ooh. How big is it?
Not big enough for Legion, sadly.
It's 241.
Yeah, it's about 10 centimeters in length. And the initial idea she had with it was...
It's like 6 mil.
Could be. The initial idea she had was she would take this model kit, clip the parts, and then make them into an advent calendar. Which was a nice idea. Trouble is, this kit has only 20 parts, and if she clips them from the sprue...
You don't know what numbers they are anymore.
You're getting in trouble for assembly. So yeah, I would say this is about 6 mil.
The Inquisitor stuff was really nice.
And since she's seen that there are not enough parts in it, I also got...
It's not always about the parts.
I was about to
more isn't, unless it's a jigsaw puzzle, in which case it is about number of parts.
Hold up.
Ooh, Death Star. How many
Yes.
parts in the Death Star? Because I have a Death Star and it's 8 parts.
It's a bit more. It's 2 sprues with about 8 to 9 parts each.
Wow, that's excessive. I bought it for Battlefleet Gothic originally because there wasn't a Star Wars.
Do you
I
have
should fucking dig that out.
first Death Star, which is complete? Because this is the second Death Star, which is
it's
open.
complete, but it's also the size of a football.
Oh,
So it was bought specifically to sit on a table while I flew
fly
my
around.
ships around. And then I never got around to doing that. So I should hook that out from wherever the fuck it's living.
And I'm going the way of the Blinky with this kit. Because,
Lighting.
Yeah, because there is the center column that is seen is big enough to house an LED, and I've already went out of my way and drilled tiny holes into the laser exhausts, if you possibly can see.
Ooh.
And there will be fiber optics going into there, and then they will hopefully light up green when the battery is inserted.
It's like hopefully.
Yeah, because I already blew one LED in the progress of soldering it into place. So I may not be as good as an electrician as I want to be.
Just roll all the LEDs in glue.
No, your Death Star lamp probably is that one from IKEA you can pull apart.
I love those. Those are great. Big
Yeah.
Ben from Foreground has one in his kitchen.
I
was forever bopping my head off it because it's
since,
not fucking high enough.
since I ever saw those, I'm contemplating on should I get one and paint it up as a Death Star with a red bulb in it, and every time I open the screen, go bloop.
Why is that even a question?
Because I need to keep myself from buying more stuff.
All right, okay, fair enough.
So, next up, Crazy Red Coat. You're still with us. This is your project. Hang on in there. So he's doing Crazy Compendium of Collected Creativity. If only the off wasn't in that title. Well, can't have everything. So what has he done? Song of Ice and Fire. But this looks like a GW.
Yeah, that's not. That is GW.
See?
I
Caught you
don't even-
lying.
Don't even know where you got Song of Ice. Can't even see Song of Ice and Fire there.
In the project description.
All right. Nobody ever reads project descriptions.
Related game, A Song of Ice and Fire.
Yeah, sure. But like the title, crazy compendium of collected creativity. You know.
But whoever reads titles.
It's the only reason to go in is to read the title.
Okay.
You read the title and you join. In some cases, you have to read the title because they haven't put any pictures. Anywho.
Sui's doing a lot of old school stuff. I was just about to say, is he doing Lego? No, he's doing shoulder pads.
Yeah, very tiny ones.
And why does the yellow one not have a skull? Is that an aftermarket and not GW?
Who knows? Says he got his hands on tilting shields. I assume they're off Terminators just to have them stuck on them. So.
But he's doing a lovely job of freehanding.
Yes, more heraldry. Because we're all fans of heraldry here.
And he's doing quite nice work on it. This one reminds me of...
Joke's on you.
I'm into that shit.
Yes, that is true.
Oh, see, here's the one he nicked it from.
That's a Spacmaran.
I think it's a Primoris Spacmaran. A Mega Smurf, as they call it.
See, that's good. Because the Smurfs used to be like that. They were all about the heraldry. Personalising their armour. Because the last thing you want to do is be Codex compliant, because that's dull as fuck.
Yeah, the 40k universe definitely needs some colour. I'm still waiting for that new Orc Codex and new Orc models, please, yes?
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I did like that. I'm not entirely certain. Not entirely certain why Lee is wondering.
Except the lieutenant. The lieutenant is lost his shit and has hypothermia. But why the lieutenant?
At least it wasn't paradoxical hypothermia where he gets naked. Naked.
So after the Smurfs, or was before the Smurfs?
I think after the Smurfs we start hitting more elves, which we've seen before, I think. Or I've seen before anyway.
Yeah, more Smurfs and an elf. And now we have a knight, which is in November.
The mountain.
Is it?
Gregor Clegane.
Could be. Can't tell you.
Look, that's from Song of Ice and Fire. So are you happy now?
No.
Huh?
No.
No, I'm
Because
never happy.
I never read the books and I turned off the TV series after a few episodes. And this is where we left him. Yes, I remember now. The Lannister color groups. So he strayed from his own project title.
No.
No?
No.
Yes.
No.
Project
Title.
description.
Yeah, I'd
then.
see different titles. Compendium.
One is very far away, the other one is very small. So when do we get a proper Father Ted game with shooting fathers?
I shot JR. He's dead, you know, is he dead? Did he die?
Special ability, going racist. Are you racist now, father? Should we also be racist?
Dr. Lay many times. Off taking the sheep out to look after the farm. I haven't got much time left to be racist, father.
Yes, yes. Also, people in the UK remain indoors. Sorry.
It's not going to fucking happen. Huh?
Remain indoors. It's the event. Did you see the I know you're a frequent visitor of 9gag too. So did you see the one who improvised a BBC radio news flash?
No, I haven't seen that one.
It was very nicely done. So somebody just filmed his car stereo with the equalizer going up and down, and then spoke over it. And there were some things like, "Today we mark the passing of Boris, and he's led our country through the pandemic in 20, 21, 22, 24. London is now entering tier 49. Please refrain from looking out the window." It was terribly funny. Sorry, everybody.
I see one, which I may have posted somewhere, and it was Boris explaining what the lockdown rules were. And they are the most, anytime he opens his mouth to explain it, nobody has a fucking clue what they're allowed to do or not do. And this was just a little text box going. And of course, everybody has to remain indoors, except people who are essential workers or the families. Or if they have people with a goldfish named Chris can exercise between 2 and 2:17 on a Tuesday. And it was just, fucking gibberish. I'm looking at that going, it still makes more sense than Boris does.
Yeah, I'm terribly sorry. No politics here, please.
That's not politics. That's just fucking Boris being a knob.
You're now insulting every orc knob there is.
That is true.
So the next project then, Saga.
Oh, well, if you insist.
I do, for example. Kargrim.
Yep. For once, not painting Mantic. No one was more shocked than I, as I stalked him. But then he turned it around by painting some Saga instead. So it's a short and sweet one. He visited the Viking Museum in Dublin. I went, I should really collect Saga, and then happened to be in Nottingham, and so went and bought himself a 6-point Saga Force.
And enlarging the first picture, my mind immediately goes, never let Justin near this with a clippers.
We have a set of those.
Behind bar doors, or?
No, they're just on a shelf somewhere. Well, if we don't want them to go near something, we just set them up like a defensive perimeter. It's very nice, because it's all, bar the standard, I think. It's all freehand on the shields.
It looks like it, but it's decent made.
Yeah. And it's painted, which is,
More
madness.
than can be said about some other people's armies.
Yeah. I mean, other taller, handsomer people.
Well, I can't judge on the handsome portion.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. Handsomer. Totes handsomest.
I would have to ask Lena about that.
Eyes handsomest.
By the way, hello Lena. Before Jerry forgets again.
She won't say this. She's too busy doing work.
Yeah, she's really under pressure.
I will say, by Christ, those are some red beards and hairs on those people.
Very red.
It's taking the whole ginger thing to a whole new level.
I think there's some paint
Colour
in
correction.
that hair that should not have been there.
Ah, no. Fuck him.
And why?
Go nuts. No worse than
Why did he paint his chest red?
He's a hairy fucker. Big, hairy bear
Potter?
man. He's big, cuddly bear. Lovely red hair all over. Or maybe he's just, covered in ketchup. Who knows? Who knows what way I'll go? But yeah, nice little. I wanted to start Saga. I got a 6-point warband. I painted a 6-point warband.
And now nobody wants to play with me.
Yeah, some people are cunts. You should come back over. I'll play with them.
But you're not allowed, are you?
No, not really.
See?
In fact, they're going one step further. They're talking about actually imposing travel restrictions on us here as well. That'll be delightful.
Speaking of travel restrictions, I've not received my package yet.
No.
Mm.
Wonder why.
I'm guessing nobody in the office over the week holidays.
No. No, they only went back on Monday.
Well, I'm sure it will arrive sooner or later.
Yeah, you think that? Now, to be fair, they might have posted it before we went off on Christmas. But I have a package from America landed in Heathrow on the 19th of December. And I'm still fucking waiting on that, getting its fucking arse out of England and into Northern Ireland. On the 4th of January, I got a notification update going, yeah, it's in Coventry. Oh, really? From the 19th of December, did it fucking walk itself?
Some snails hijacked it.
I won't be paying extra customs because it landed in the UK before. And I have proof, so they can fuck themselves. And if they want to play that game, they'll discover what it's like to find fucking parcel bombs again.
It's a dangerous territory.
Fuck them. You have to make a stand. I'm just saying. And if they attempt to fuck me on tax or customs, then they can start picking ball bearings out of their teeth.
Well, should we go on then on the next project?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Just a little bit of World War II. Marco's lamp does hold until relieved. Is he having trouble going to the loo?
Yeah, that type of thing.
Okay.
I imagine most of them went where they were standing.
In their pants.
Pegasus Bridge was a glider assault on the bridge, and they were told all you need to do is get there, capture the bridge, and hold it until we arrive. We won't be long. We'll be right behind you.
But this is not the school project we have looked before, but the
this
similar scenery.
Yeah. So
round bases.
I can't remember where the school project Pegasus stuff came from, or if that was all scratch built.
I think it was all scratch built.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, this is essentially him breaking down the box in its totality.
Look at
putting
this
it together.
happy little building. It's smiling.
It's not smiling.
Is it not?
It's not smiling.
It's a happy face. Look at it.
I think
happy
it's
eyes, a big nose.
I want to say is that the Cafe Gondry? Is that it? I should know this because I have one in 15mm. I can never remember the name of it. Anyway, it's a really nice little project as you start to fire through, and it's we're about halfway through there, the scrolling at the build stage, but he starts to get in and get paint down on the Tiny Fighting Men's.
Well, this is from 2019. This is 2 years old.
Yeah, but don't worry, because in December 2020 he finally started to paint them.
Oh,
That's why this is in here. I don't just go back through the missed time for random stuff to amuse myself. Sometimes I do, but in this case, when you hit past that, it's obviously got shelved for a little while. But the paint job is nice, and he's gone. I'm not going to say mental. He's already having to paint denizen smocks on the paratroopers, which is, fun. He said in a high questioning voice. But then he's also decided to do some of the cap covers on the Germans in splinter camo, and I just would have went, you know what? Nah, I'm already doing enough splintery style fucking camo on the paras without adding insult to injury and doing it on the Germans as well.
So we're jumping from February 5th, 2019 to
yes. He had a good long rest.
December 4th, 2020.
Good long rest, and sometimes you need to.
Yeah.
But it's got a nice breakdown of paints and and some nice pictures as well. Fucking huge, big pictures.
Big pictures!
Reminds me, there's a YouTube channel I follow, Tech Moon, where he will...
Yes, nice one.
Yeah, so today he unboxed a Japanese train driving simulator thing that you just plug in.
Yeah, I saw
play.
that video 2 days ago. It's
And
awesome.
And all I could think of was Lloyd. Just send that to Lloyd.
Lloyd sitting in front of his TV going...
Just imagine him just cross-legged on the floor in his Y fronts and nothing else.
Well, to be honest, those kinds of games are relaxing if you can bring yourself to play them. Same thing with Truck Driver Simulator. I've played it once. It was fun, but only because I know how a real-life truck handles, because I've got a driver's license for real trucks. So
all I can think of is Darrow Breen expressing the fact that on his day off he was commuting in GTA. It's like, there I am having to drive from one side to the other, and you can't go too far. You have to dread the traffic laws, or the police will be after you. You fucking have to sit there in a queue waiting to go through the toll booth. And I looked at myself going, I'm doing this for fun. I'm fucking commuting for fun. Going, what am I doing? And that's how I view those Euro Truck Simulator games and shit like that.
yeah, they basically are. But the fun thing is actually these simulator games are played by people from the profession for some weird reasons, because they do get some kind of... Well, let's face it, we're talking about hobby. That is basically your work.
Yeah, but that's different. I didn't start doing this as my job and then go, you know what would be good after I finish doing stuff about miniatures all day is to go home and actually start doing stuff about miniatures.
Well, you couldn't tell if those people who are into those games didn't fantasize about being a truck driver or lorry driver beforehand.
There's probably some sort of Massey Ferguson simulator for fucking terrible bastards.
Well, this is interesting. Now he has a tanks puzzle in the midst of everything else.
That's because you were scrolling through there past all his lovely painted denizen smocks, and after painting all of that camo, sometimes you need to just sit the fuck down and chill by doing a 2,000 piece puzzle on tanks, or whatever it happens to be.
I think it was World War II tanks.
1,000 piece puzzle. There we go.
Start with the outer edges. The rest folds in place by itself.
That's what they say.
So I've heard.
Mm.
Oh, so here now is the camo he did.
Well, that's the second set of camo. There was already set on the British Paras above, but now he's gone on to do splinter camo on the smocks and helmet covers. Look, very cleverly, he decided not to do the splinters, which makes an awful lot of sense. You shouldn't be able to see them in this scale. So when people put them on, it's as fiddly as fuck, and they'd be far too big.
Well,
less is more.
There's always the possibility of going back and doing it again.
No, there really isn't. Oh, no.
But the possibility is there. It's up to you or the painter if he does want to do so or not.
Don't.
I couldn't be asked.
I wouldn't.
If there's paint on the Mini, it stays on the Mini.
You physically can't paint the splinters on splinter camo in 28mm or in any wargaming, even 75mm or 90mm figures. It would be touch and go. So when people paint on the splinters as representations, so they do just like fucking 3 huge lines of grey repeated over and over again, you're going, that's not splinter camo, mate. That's like somebody's got a big fuck off Sharpie and went down, just drew big fucking lines across your smock.
Yeah, this is a long-running project, but I'm interested to see if he's getting the terrain painted as well now after he's painted the minis.
I imagine he will do. We could throw Tiny Freddy Men at his head until he tells us that.
Yeah, but maybe he's now just got his vibes going again. So, in a total departure of real wars, we go to Marvel Crisis Protocol. Some
Yes.
comic action. There he is.
This is one we keep returning to over and over again. Mr. Jelly Sloth. Because he's a talented fuck.
Yes. The first thing
Look,
I
here's
see
your boy.
is this.
He does it without dry brushing brain matter beige. Is that allowed? I know you're in the comments. I seen you.
Just look at this edge of the trousers, this nice highlighting. And the way he painted the white coat with all the creases and crimbly bits.
The work on the skin, the face is really nice as well. That picture is gorgeous. And you can't see there. You might be able to see in one of the other pictures. I think the sign he's standing on is a Matt Murdock attorney at law.
All these cross references make my head hurt. I can't read it.
I could go in the next room and get it.
But I take your word for it because you have unboxed these. Most of them. Kingpin, that was his name. Magneto.
Yes.
Oh, see, now we have a decent picture from behind. Of that weird construction.
He's more or less done what I did. Maybe. I don't know. Just at a side, similar angle but different. It doesn't help. Neither of us know what's going on.
I'm pretty sure, nearly after I've seen the miniature multiple times, that most people just went, I don't care. Go there. Stay there.
Fuck.
Never move again.
He's really enjoying breaking out the violet, mind you. Violet pants, violet cloak, violet Y-France. It's all about the violet.
Well, why shouldn't he be?
Well, you know.
I love this little car door there smashed in something.
Yeah, that's Magneto brings explodey things with him that he can
throw at people?
Chuck around the place. Well, he uses them to bounce shit off, so you can either pick them up and throw them at people's heads, or you can use them as focus points for his powers. So instead of measuring from him, you can measure from those instead. So they're quite good.
That's very nice.
The Stephen Strange is fucking amazing.
The model is too. Not just the picture, but the model is interestingly done. Especially since the only reference I have besides some very, very far back comic appearances are all the memes you see from the movie with where he has his hands up and the two little discs in front. And I wondered, how would you transcribe that as a miniature? But doing it this way is, I think, better than having two little discs in front of him like a Kamehameha. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they'll probably... we know they're doing things like that because Iron Fist is going full Dragon Punch with his model when it comes out. So they're not beyond occasionally doing that, but in this case, he's just trucking away. And there is Frank Castle. Yeah. Best played, obviously, by Dolph Lundgren.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. You get to see his greasy, naked ass as well. If that's not enough to make you kids go out and watch it, I don't know what is.
You would have to explain to the young ones these days who Dolph Lundgren is.
No, I'm sure they know. From Universal Soldier. From Rocky 3.
If he dies, he dies.
Everybody knows who Dolph Lundgren is.
I'm trying to think of more movies he was in. I know he did more, but I can't. Wasn't he within the...
Well, he was He-Man, Masters Universe.
Didn't he do with one with Stallone and Schwarzenegger, where they all played aging special forces? Oh, what's the name of that again?
Oh, the Expendables. Was he in the Expendables?
Yeah, Expendables. I think it was in Expendables.
It's possible. I've never bothered watching any of them because I looked at them and went, these are all going to be terrible.
Did you watch Retired Extremely Dangerous?
No.
You should watch that. That's a movie that's worth watching. Aging special agents getting up one last time and kicking the young ones in the nuts. This is really funny.
Fair enough.
With,
That's the way to do it, I suppose.
What's his face here? Oh God, my name.
Your name, Tim?
Yes, but my brain parts for names is totally in shambles again.
Ah, that's all right. Just make something up. That's what I do.
Chat, help me out here. Die Hard star. God, man.
Oh, McLean.
McLean, yes.
John McLean. Bruce Willis.
Bruce Willis, thank you. Bruce Willis is the aging, retiring thingamajig agent, and then calls on some of his old friends and enemies to get something done, which is hilarious. But back to this project, we have some glorious group shots.
I quite like he replaced the girders that the wasp, miniature wasp, should be running on with the dice, which was really cute.
This was where we did this one.
Yes. Because she doesn't come on the dice.
Nope.
Although I would have went one step further and changed the base, because with it being concrete and smashed, it means that dice looks like it's just some sort of fucking giant dice that's fallen off a building.
Yeah, I think the same happened with the Ant-Man. Yeah, there's also a concrete base, but a giant button.
Yeah. It was the first time I looked at that, I thought it was a manhole cover. So, yeah. Great. Can't say they're not great. And the addition of the button and the die is genius, but the fact that they're still on the standard concrete base makes them just look like giant versions. So,
Hawkeye the paint shop reminds me a bit of Duke Nukem.
sure. Has he got bubblegum?
No, because he's kicking ass.
Ah. That's Clint for you. Clint Barton is a mad bastard.
It is what? Huh? Well, because parents know when you're watching something like about, even at your advanced age. Don't stare into the telly too long. Your eyes will be getting blind and square. You'll need glasses when you're older. Tell me I'm wrong. I know my mother told me to not watch telly all the day, because my eyes would get square for whatever reason.
Don't sit too close.
Yeah, that's the next myth. Especially since I only had a television about this size. Most tablets are bigger these days. And it was only black and white, and I got my C64 hooked up to it. Oh, glorious times. Sitting in your room, not caring about rent, bills, or anything, just playing a long Winter Olympics.
Getting stuck into fantasy world dizzy.
Or what was one of the first RPGs I played was Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Gateway to the Savage Frontier by TSR. I'm not going to think any more of this because that only makes me depressed, because I know how long that's been.
It's best not. Best don't think about it.
Yeah.
Let's move along, people. Nothing
Next
to see
project. Jovian Wars by Artemis.
Yes. Seen this long time ago, but
some nice space battle.
New ships, new fleet.
So let's see. Last time we left him was in July with this lovely fellow of a ship.
Blue things.
And now he's gone little mechas.
Green things.
They look a bit like elementals from Battletech.
That's true. It's probably not their fault. They probably don't mean to.
You say that as if you would know that.
I'm sure they wouldn't want to just copy
Playing
Battletech.
Winter Olympics, when you had to get speed, you need to grab onto your joystick and then wiggle
you were a
it.
wiggler? No. ZX, and then space to jump. There's just lots of tippy tapping.
No, that's for cheaters. Best thing were caveman Olympics, making fire, rubbing sticks against each other. Then some sparkly bits fall down, and then you need
Rubbing sticks against each other.
Yes.
Oh, you mean
Sticks.
against other sticks?
Yes. Having two sticks, rubbing them, making fire, like Tom Hanks in that movie where he fucks the little ball. It's never shown, but we all know it happened. That's why that ball gets its face.
I was going to say the burbs there.
He has done a very fine job of painting these.
Mm.
Just to somehow get back on topic for whatever reason.
You know, might break the habit of a lifetime. Yeah, I really like them. The narwhal, the hammerhead, Poseidon, and the sure,
whatever. Constagious? Constructible?
crustacean.
Could be.
It's got to have a sea flavour to it, hasn't it? Cephalopods.
Making a flying crustacean army for...
I like crabs.
If you would do such things, every 40k player would say, oh, that's a Terranid army. No, that's our sea crustaceans. That's my lunch.
Could be constant. No, I think there's... If it starts as Constantinople, it doesn't end that way.
It's Rook?
Jacques Cousteau. We could ask.
We could.
You know.
But we won't.
I might.
You could. And maybe he's watching sometime in the future when this video is on YouTube.
I'll just send him a message.
You could.
Oh, that's possible. But then I don't know why he's moved away from fish-based things to not fish-based thing.
What do you mean by fish base?
The other ships are named Hammerhead, Poseidon, and Narwhal.
Oh.
Well, I suppose Poseidon is just king of the sea, not actually a fish.
Maybe he went out of proper ship names. Also,
Do you like the Narwhal's got one big massive gun though? Looks like a Narwhal.
on the other entries he has given the name of the ships. Why not in this one?
Because he hates us and wants us to suffer. I thought that was apparent.
Yeah, I always question myself why I question your wisdom in this.
Well,
You're much wiser when
sense.
it comes to human relations, because you still somehow interact with them for whatever reason. Why I bury myself at work in my little room, only going out to get coffee.
It's not through choice. It's just that I enjoyed eating so much today, I thought I'd eat again tomorrow. And to do that, I have to interact with people.
Yeah, there are some concessions to be made to stay alive. The British beaches on D-Day were named after fish, gold, salt and jelly, but the Canadians complained and it was changed to What? Why?
I wouldn't believe that just because he's saying that. Let's move on.
This reminds me of another entry from 9gag where somebody posted a country ball comic with America having no interest in a tank project of the Friends because it's a metric and not imperial. And then the only thing I could write under this, because just prior to seeing that comic, I've seen a documentary on tanks where they actually, was it tanks or something other military, where the US actually bailed on the project because it was using metric units, and they said, "Now we can't deal with metric units."
I want to believe it, but I know it's not true, because I know the American military have been using metric system for decades. So they may have bailed on it for a reason, but not because they were using metric.
But I want to believe.
I want to believe, but the tools were taken away.
So, Bob Cocaine. Bob's grave is a bit frosty.
See what he did there?
Is he trying to make puns here? People,
Bob
stop.
does that all the time. Muscling in on your territory.
I don't come pissing in your yard, do I? Mainly because it's cold outside, and it's that cold. That cold. Males will understand. Females will scratch their head and look at their significant other and ask him, what does he mean with that cold? So he's doing Frostgrave.
He is doing
obviously.
Frostgrave. He was, what was it, bored on Boxing Day, so St. Stephen's Day. So decided to hammer out a Frostgrave warband. That's the way to do it.
I know I asked this last year before at some point. What the hell is Boxing Day?
It's St. Stephen's Day. There's two theories. One is it's when rich people would box up all their leftover shit and give it to the poors. So the poors would be,
Not as poor anymore?
Well, not as hungry, because they got the scraps. And the other version is it's the day after Christmas where the rich get the poors to box up all the stuff that they got and put it away. Either could be possible, who knows. But so yeah, St. Stephen's Day, 26th.
So it's basically a day where you somehow think of the poor whilst laying on the sofa stuffed to the brim with...
Oh, very much so, yeah.
Well, whatever floats your boat.
Sitting there, gaining gout.
We do it a bit more pragmatic on Christmas. The 24th is the day we celebrate, and 25th and 26th are the first and second day of Christmas, in which we go and visit our relatives.
Wacky fun.
Yes.
I was going to say that I'll never catch on round here, except obviously the royal family do that.
Well, they are one of us, so you know where that is coming from.
Servants get presents. Outrageous. Probably thieved it from someone.
This
anyway,
dude on the left looks familiar. Isn't it an old GW model?
No, that's Frostgrave woolly hat. So it's from Barbarian Sprue.
Looks a bit like some ancient GW one.
Well, it's the horned helmet.
Total coincidence.
He's got that Conan look going on.
Yeah, pardon me, except for the glaring stare with... What?
That's, they've seen some shit in the frozen city.
You're never getting out alive.
Nope.
Oh, and he missed a spot. See, there is blue paint all over the rim. Oh, no. I found
we can't see that, because we're over the top of that. So
wait, I can't bring it over much more.
No.
Too bad. See there?
Maybe that was deliberate.
Possibly.
You don't know. You're not the boss of him, Ray Darcy from Kildare.
You never know. I could be.
You're not my supervisor.
Oh, shut up, you cunt!
Whatever floats your boat, Sonny Jimbo. Whatever floats your boat.
Kniggets in Outfit.
Mm.
Is there an option for mounted warbands in...
No.
No, is it not? Why?
Because it's a ruinous, rubbly, frozen city where there shouldn't be enough room for you to negotiate it, even on goat back.
I want horses in this frozen city.
Despite what Mel Gibson leads people to believe, you shouldn't be running a horse up the stairs inside a castle to smash somebody's head in and then jumping out a window. Didn't happen.
It looks totally unbelievable. Still, it's one of the coolest scenes in movie history. And simply alone for the fact that this guy is scared shitless the moment he comes through the door, and then the mace is swung and his head goes swoosh.
It's the way to do it.
Yeah.
It is the way to do it.
And imagine...
I will say, I'm not claiming that he copied me or anything, but that wizard's got a crossbow. So he fucking copied me. Just saying.
Doesn't he come with a crossbow?
No. No. Yep, I went and got it from another sprue so I could make Rid Cully up.
I was just about to say, he reminds me of some overweight chancellor of an invisible university. Which... the weird thing, to get back to the start of the show, on the watch, the weird tower in the middle with the purple lightning, is that supposed to be the...
Tower of Art, I imagine.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, it gets so much worse than that. Oh, man, you never even stuck around long enough to discover that
No, I will never
Carcer
go back
was his
there.
best mate when they were growing up. And Sam was part of Carcer's gang because he wasn't just a homicidal maniac murdering people, he was a gang leader. What a bunch of balls. That's a genius idea, though. Pre-painted Mage Knight figures for the random encounters.
Yeah, and the terrain, to use that as well.
Yeah, I'm less worried about that. But the random encounters table is the most... You can knock a warband out for Frostgrave in a couple of hours. I know, I fucking did. But then having to do all of the wonder, because you've got 3 tables worth plus additional books, add additional monsters and tables to it as well, and there's 20 choices on every table. Well, in some cases some of them might be multiples, so you might get like a zombie or 2 zombies or 3 zombies, could be separate entries, but potentially you're looking like 50 monsters ish, and you don't know what you're going to get until you start rolling dice. So that's the most time consuming thing. Simon, some geezer on the website, has a YouTube channel where he spent a fucking age doing all the monsters for Frostgrave, and it was great to see. I was thinking, I can't be arsed with that.
And funny thing is, those are some of the models I bought for pennies on eBay way back when my daughter started painting alongside me, and they still stand up on my shelf above me.
Oh, yeah.
So this weird 3-headed dragon viper thingy. Where was the other one? This lion, whatever it is. So there are some weird sculpts in there, to say the least.
A were-saber-tooth. Yeah, well, that's fine. Could be a werewolf. Could be a snow leopard. Choice is yours.
And you could...
Because they're blind buys.
Yeah. And you could always repaint them very
quickly.
Oh,
no. The whole point is you don't need to repaint them. But because they're blind buys, it means some of them must be as common as fuck and go for dirt.
Yeah. They're thrown in for asking what's the time. Yeah, that's Callistra terrain table.
Yeah, I believe it is. I know Bob's a big fan of it. Bob.
I think we saw that in another project where we were discussing that earlier. So, next project then.
Okie dokie.
Gorko's Relic Blade Adventure. We have seen these before, and man, he's not stopped being a
Terrible cat.
fucker of a good painter.
That too. I'm only here for the names, to be brutally honest. Now I have no idea if any of these shits are called this.
Moldov Hearthguard. And this
Yep,
is
sure.
his bibliotecary. My Moldovs are painted.
That's the one.
Moldov bibliotecary. It looks great. It's, and I can't really tell. Is this just the painting? Did he do some filtering on the picture that makes it look shiny, or is the model actually looking this gleaming? I fear
Where are we looking at gleaming at?
Yeah, the tip of the of his wizard staff, and also also the base where the reflections from the red insides of his coat.
Oh no, that's just painted on. There's a better picture where he's more front on. You can see that he's painted the lenses on the glasses as well. So.
Oh fuck!
There you go, that one. You know, it's the little touches.
The depressing thing is, I know I'm not getting near that anyway soon. Simply because I'm too impatient. Story of my life. The impatient fuck. And all the books he has in his backpack. Just look at the yellowing of the pages. Like, you could pull them from the backpack and start reading. You, sir, are a terrible fuck.
Oi, nutter!
If it's any help whatsoever, he probably thinks that about us as well.
Yeah, trouble
Maybe
is...
it's very short.
He would be right on that account, that we're terrible fucks. But at least we're above the waterline when it comes to raising sea levels. At least from the neck upwards. I'm safe.
Upwards next.
Yay, Chaos Gorko. You talented son of a gun. Waiting for Dylan's project. Who's Dylan?
I think it's Bob Dylan. I don't know if he's got a project.
Next up is then Half Mile Duck. And I've visited this just last week. And
right.
Boy, do I love this.
Alright, glad I included it then.
I absolutely love Half Mile Duck's classic orc thingamajigs. Let's go where we left off last time. Where was it? I think that when he did the preparations for his...
Oh, fuck. It was ages ago.
Yeah.
Maybe
There
he just
it
didn't
is.
click the buttons.
There, yeah, October
he did.
31st we did, and then he starts... Just look at these boys!
It's classic. It's a classic look.
And I know it's a single pose model, and it doesn't look like it. Not in the slightest.
It's like camouflage. It fills the eye.
This is what I personally find the most eye candy ever. It's simple because basically it's only variations in the shoulder pads, but it fucking works. It works so bloody well. And even the little coarse basing he's using, he's not using static grass, but little gravel, like in the ancient times.
The before times.
In the good times.
Look. He's got a bit of brown on the surround of that guy's armor. So it's ruined it all for you, hasn't it, Tim? Ruined it all for you.
He's very, very talented, and I love the way he's approached the banners, doing them on little metal sheets.
Do them on foil. It's a genius idea. Wish I'd thought that.
Yes. Just look at this little vehicle. GW, take note. This is how you do an orc vehicle.
Now, to be fair, they know, because he copied that from Gino.
They did know.
Mm.
The trouble is they have seemed to forgotten. And I even can forgive that thing being that low on the ground, because it's orcs. They only want to go straight forward onto the enemy. They don't care for turns.
You think it's that low to the ground? It's not that low to the ground. It's got a sufficient amount of ground clearance. You'll see it in some of the other pictures, from front and side and back and stuff. Not that the wheels would ever turn, mind you. So it's never going round a corner in average cards. Yeah, there's plenty of ground clearance. There's that panel of Chaos Land Raider. Could be Chaos Raider. Looks much better as an orc thing. Just saying. FYI. Look, tiny evil sun shield.
Looks more like an exhaust, or the jet exhaust from the Batmobile.
Maybe that's what it's supposed to be, but it's still an evil sun shield. I have a bag of them somewhere.
At some day, I'm going to hold you. I'm going to make you make a list of things you don't have.
It's a long list.
It's still shorter than the one list that you would have to make with what you got. I'm Rick. I'm guessing. Look at these little happy green.
Everybody loves Gretchen.
You need these to pave ways for the knobs. Which is, by the way, one of the best rules in 40k history ever. You know what I mean.
What one?
If you use Gretchens to go through difficult terrain and you have knobs or big orcs going over them, so basically the Gretchens count as light ground to walk on and get stomped.
That makes sense.
It's a great way to use them. Get faster to your enemy quicker. And with more units. Somehow this one reminds me of Spartacus. I don't know why. He looks like a freed slave of sorts.
Is it the very square chin? Say he looks a bit like Douglas, huh?
Could be.
You're right, Belty, the front gun ports are shields. They might not be orc ones, because there were quite a few things used that round.
And then he's done some 90s explodey spiky terrain pieces. Some
sort of Katachan death cactus.
Yeah. I remember the White Dwarf.
It's about dirt. I've got polystyrene from my new ghetto blaster, and I've got cocktail sticks. Therefore, I have got Death World terrain.
And I've got a hot wire cutter.
Oh, you would in those days didn't even do a hot wire cutter. You just lamp it off with bits of a bread knife. Bread knives are class. Little balls of foam everywhere. Great.
Today I've seen a short animated video of someone doing a 40k fanfic where Deathcore of Creek was very much present, and the first thing that came to my mind, those could be Nurgle worshippers and nobody would know.
Probably are. Let's face it. It's the Imperium.
Dude, just look at these.
Classic Ogrins.
This-
3 sustained fire dice per gun, hitting automatically at short range. Put 12 of them in the back of a Chimera and barrel it the fuck up the field. And then just go, eat all my sustained fire dice. And units just went away. It was fucking amazing.
So you were Captain Alpha Strike once.
Oh, I was a filthy bastard. I got better. That is the old GW polystyrene cutter, which I have in that cupboard behind
Somewhere.
me.
I
But even that's,
I
not
couldn't
that
really
old.
tell you why, but I feel like these are so much more alive and vibrant than most current day models. I couldn't tell you why. Maybe because
Because they all look unique and individual, and they're not fat fucks.
and probably because they don't look manufactured and geometrically correct.
Certainly that guy with the teeth at the back. It's an amazing set of teeth.
Yeah.
Pew, pew.
I know a certain singer that's been dead for some time now would be proud of too.
Ken Dodd.
Now I was more or less thinking of what's his face?
You're thinking of Frederick Mercury, but I'm going to
Yes.
stick with Ken Dodd, who's a much better singer with his Ditty Man. Yeah, it's a massive blast from the past. Everything about it screams it's the fucking 80s/90s. Everything.
Personally, for myself, this is a project that reminds me what made 40k fun for me. And this was the over-the-top surrealism of terrain, like these spiky explodey balls, and the total lunatic codex that had so much flavor, taste, and fun in them. I'd like to have a game of second or third edition 40k again, just for funsies. But I think that will not happen for some time now.
Being indoors.
Yeah, even if I could bring myself to dust off all my orcs. All 3,000 and whatnot points. If that's even still the way they're counting, I couldn't tell.
No, I don't think they do anymore. I think you just put wherever you want on the table and you're fine. Good nuts. Good nuts.
Next and final project for today. The final push. Lorna does it again, and he's trying to... I'm still convinced this is a way of committing suicide. Painting all your minis.
He did try and tell us he's not painting all his minis, but I put it to you that it says that he's attempting to paint all his minis, because he keeps saying it in all of the things. So.
Yeah, and all the descriptions.
No. I love the objective markers.
Yeah, they do look nice. Though the banner is a bit too clean if it's drawn on the ground. But then again, they're objective markers. They should be noticed. Oh, look. Crowning beans.
Yes. Are they resin? Because I know obviously there's they occasionally throw resiny bits in.
Yes, Panzer Kaput, dusting of orcs is a euphemism. Now, will you excuse me while I Google what euphemism means? Oh, see. I think those miniatures have been seen today before, but in a different paint scheme. This is what I mean. This is more... Although these are still clean, they look darker, grittier, even with that bright red shield. We need more bright colors.
We stick a bright colour on them. You're going to stick a transfer on them.
Yes. A pink Hello Kitty.
Maybe not that.
You think that would annoy people?
Well, you can't put a colour on a colour in heraldry
Why not?
because you're not allowed. Has to be a metallic or a fur. So you can't put a metal on a metal or a colour on a colour.
Oh, you're no fun anymore. Then I shall use a 3D printed Hello Kitty face. Slap it on.
Just get a nail gun and a bunch of Hello Kitties. Just nail them to the front of the shields.
I think if my wife catches me sawing off faces of Hello Kitties, she's calling the ambulance. He's a talent to fuck. You know that, don't you, Lorna?
He does, but you know. He's even made pledges for this year.
He did?
Paint more models than I get unpainted models. If a faction starts the year 100% painted, it should end the year 100% painted. A complete playthrough of Reichbusters once the errata is delivered. Good luck, Skipper, on that one. Huh? Try Aeon Trespass Odyssey. Don't know what that is. If I like an ATO ahead of what? If I like... What's ATO mean? Answer me.
Tell us, ATO. What does it mean? What does it mean?
Oh, Aeon Pass Odyssey. Right. Oh, yeah. Okay, right, I'm with you.
And he's playing Mice and Mystic.
Oh my God. Ah.
What is it?
That all seems too structured, too rigid.
Mice and Mystic?
No, just all of it. I just can't be honest with that. Here's my pledge for this year. Possibly finish painting something. For myself.
Not kill anybody work related.
That's not make promises we're not going to stick to, you know.
Try not to eat any small children accidentally.
Are there raptors for Mice and Mystics? Because that would be great.
No, I don't think so.
I'd play that game then.
I don't think so.
A tiny little squirrely fuck. Havachi, says the screeching raptor thing. That looks very drowned earthy.
And music. We will not play music. That always ends bad when I upload the video.
Oh yeah, YouTube hate that.
Oh look, floaty throne thing.
Looks like it should have a frog on it. Who's on it?
A half-naked lady.
Oh, it's better than a frog.
Well, that depends. You, sir.
Oh, shut up, you cunt!
Just to say so. Or to put it in other words.
Hey, fuck you.
All hail Foamy. Yeah, these are very nicely done. And I'm pretty sure sooner or later you're going to get another golden button for one of these entries. Seems to be more or less mandatory by now. Can you live with yourself, Lorna? Can you live with yourself, knowing that you're showing off your skills to people not as skilled as you, crying themselves to sleep? You bad man. You naughty, naughty boy. I'm sure it's these kinds of projects that make some people never pick up a paintbrush again. Never again.
I hear the suicide rate in around Nottingham spikes every time you do a post.
Yeah, probably. Especially high within the ranks of the painters from GW.
Do they still have any? I thought they all got kicked out and started their own YouTube channels and patrons.
He's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy.
Should wouldn't be too much Aztec going on there. It's probably be Spanish, maybe Portuguese. Not gonna be French. They were too busy raping Africa. Didn't have time to go all South American.
Is this historical now or political again?
No, it's historical.
Oh, okay.
slash fictional. Vis-a-vis Slanita Tempestborn. See, even sounds Spanish.
Slanish-born?
Slanita.
In the island of Slanita?
Sure.
Song by Madonna.
Yeah, go on then.
This concludes the 31st Unofficial Hobby Hangout, the first one of 2021.
41st. Next week, 42nd. We'll just have to spend our time doing nothing but Douglas Adams based things. Tricky.
But possible, I think. Maybe. Ideas, chat? Put them in the comments. Don't panic. Yes, that's right. And remain indoors. Well, with that, Jerry, chat, thank you
Pleasure.
for the fish. And I will be seeing you lot again soon. If you have any questions, you can throw them at me, and maybe I will read them.
Coming at you like Cleopatra.
Have a nice day. Bye.